All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
Woo! Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome in NorCal Sports Network. Golden State Warriors basketball post-game show. And we welcome in the great Lou Marston. How's that nice background tonight? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I like that blue. That pops. What do you think, Lou?
Yeah, I like it. It's the first time I've seen the Warriors logo.
Yeah, we put that one up there today. Golden State Warriors.
Is that a Charger champion hat? What is that hat?
That is a Golden State Warriors.
Oh, I thought it was maybe a football. I didn't realize.
Strength in numbers. 2 times. That's 2017, 2018.
I should have realized by the color. It looked like a Charger hat. I thought maybe after the Niners yesterday barely survived, I thought maybe you jumped ship.
Yeah.
A captain's cat, they're always upset about something. We need to bring them back. And if you need the odds, always in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Westgate Sportsbook. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, there we go. And, preseason, but you know what? Preseason is they're keeping score, and anytime you keep score, it's nice to win.
15-3 run to end it.
Yeah, and the Warriors are undefeated here in the short, preseason. I think, what are they, 3-0 now?
Yeah.
3-0. And, Moses Moody looking good tonight. A lot of things I saw. I didn't get to see the whole game. Obviously, we were on here with the Giants. Giants. We wish Giants. Dodgers, Padres post-game earlier. But some things I liked what I saw. Let's take a quick peek at the box score, shall we? Tonight for the Warriors, the starters just played, 15 to 20 minutes roughly. Draymond Green, he was minus 13 for the night. But he did make 4-4 from the free throw line. That's good. Kyle Anderson hit 2 threes. That's huge. This guy, slow-mo, as he's known, never been a three-point shooter, but here he is with the Warriors, 2 for 4. Look at Moody, 7 for 13, 7 from 8 from the free throw line, making some pump fakes, going up with authority at the basket. I really liked what I saw out of Moody and Kuminga tonight. Kuminga hit 1 3 where he kind of had to, not really hurry it, but he had to get it up. He finally got an opening. He didn't hesitate. Boom. And that's one of the things that Steve Kerr has asked Lou of Kuminga is, if you're open, take it. And this is different from the past. The Warriors are going to be a 3-point shooting team. Look for the Warriors to be right up there near the top of the league with Boston and Dallas, maybe Houston, those teams in 3-point attempts. I think the Warriors would love to lead the NBA this year in 3-point attempts. You've got, you're missing Klay Thompson this year, but now you've got, obviously you got Curry, but you've got, Buddy Hield, Curry and Hield, the most efficient 3-point shooters for numbers in the last several years, 1 and 2. And now you've got the DeAnthony Melton, who's a 3-point shooter. He likes to shoot them. You've got Wiggins, who's still out. He's been sick. But now you're adding Kuminga and Moody and this kid, Lindsey Waters. He
can shoot.
Yeah, 7 of 7 from the 3-point. From the free throw line tonight. But I like the kid. I like I like Lindy because he's got some. Like I noticed one of the things I noticed with his defense is he didn't go for the pump fakes. He slid his feet, got in position, kept his hands up, and didn't jump and jump into the player. He just stayed put, and the guy ended up having to pass, which I like. George says, great game for the young guys. George, a member of NorCal Sports. Where's our Sacramento King fans? Where's all our Light the Beam fans tonight?
I know we have a couple Kings fans in the chat usually too.
Yeah. Where's Junior? Do we have Junior in the chat? I haven't seen him. He's up there in fact. Hey guys, I got an interesting comment today. I thought it was a pretty cool comment. And that was from Ron Raquel. Ron Raquel has been watching NorCal Sports Network. We're doing Warriors basketball. Listen to what Ron had to say. Let me see. Hello, Dan. I'm pleased to note that NorCal Sports Network is now also covering the Warriors in addition to the 49ers, etc. While your previous co-host was competent, there seemed to be a need for more comprehensive sports coverage. And that's exactly what NorCal Sports Network has done. You could say, there was a change, and it was probably a change that was really needed for our channel, in the sense that we were really a baseball channel for a long time, the first year. And, we got too much sports knowledge between the crew here, the three of us, and add in Los and Bora, and we've got other people that come on. There's too much knowledge to stick to a dead Giants team, that is hard to do. I mean, I was having a hard time last year, and then this year, I mean, coming on these shows every day, 162 post-game shows for a team. Man, I don't do any kind of drugs, or never have, but the Giants, man, they could have made. What's one of the drugs that gives you a big boost? Is it heroin
Red Bull as a sponsor?
I don't know anything. I've never been into drugs. So
Red Bull.
Okay. I needed a Red Bull, but I mean, the Giants should have made me a drug addict, because my goodness, they are boring.
Right.
Could you imagine doing an in-game live with the Giants, and hey, in-game live sponsored by the sleep specialist here, Giants baseball live, and if you have any problems, if you can't make it to watching all the Giants games, call a sleep specialist. Otherwise, just watch the games and you'll have no problem sleeping. I mean, I could see an ad for that. I mean, let's see if we can get the sleep specialist to sponsor our Giants next year.
Yeah, right. Anyways, what'd you think about, who'd you think stood out from the game? I mean, from the young guys, because obviously none of the starters are really.
I thought definitely Moody for sure.
I thought Kuminga looked really good. I know he didn't shoot the best percentage.
Yeah, Moody.
I thought he looked really aggressive, which I like to see. If we're gonna be a competitive team, we need Kuminga or Moody to, be close to 20 points. And the more realistic for that is Kuminga, because Kuminga almost did that last year. He averaged a little over 16. So I think if we can get those two, if we can get Moody to take the leap that Kuminga took last year from 9 points to 16, if we can get, Moody to get closer to 16 points and Kuminga can average close to 20, I think we're looking pretty good regardless of what Wiggins does. And if Wiggins can start playing well, then I think we actually could be pretty competitive, and Lou's going to have to pay us $44.
There we go. Here's how I see what I would like to see average wise. Okay. Let's start from the top. Let's say let's put Steph at about 27
right.
a night. Okay.
Right.
I'm just going to go.
You're going to need that.
Okay, let's go through the starters. Okay, let's say Wiggins. You think Wiggins starts or comes off the bench?
I think he's going to come off the bench.
All right, let's say Kuminga gives us. Let's say Kuminga averages 17 for the Warriors this year.
Well, he already did that last year almost.
Yeah,
more.
Well, let's say he does 17. I think you're going to get more production elsewhere. Okay, so 27, 17. That's 44. And who's our other starters? Let's say it's Melton, right?
Right.
Melton.
I think he is going to start.
Yeah. Let's say
Melton. He hasn't looked super great so far.
How about about 12 from Melton? What do you think? You think he can average 12?
Do I think Melton can average 12? Yeah, definitely. Right, he averaged 12 last year.
All right, let's give him 13. Okay, so 27, 17, 13, that's 40, 57. And that's Draymond, let's see, he averages 6 or 7. 7.
Probably gonna average 8, I think.
Well, I'm gonna give him 7. 57, where it's 8, 65.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's make it easy. Let's make it easy.
Make it easy. 65. Who's our 4th starter?
I think you're probably going to have Kyle in there some games, or you're going to have some games Trace in there. I think they're going to swap them though, and I think that's why they've been starting different guys.
Let's say Trace gives us.
I think they're going to average the same points though, damn near. I think they're going to play pretty similar roles on this team.
All right, we'll come up with the bench. 65. Let's say about 6 for Davis, Trace Jackson Davis.
Aren't they going to start Looney like they've done?
No, Looney's coming off the bench. Lou, he's old. They started second half.
Lot of difference in last year. I just want to bring up a couple points that we were talking about.
Yeah, let's get to
One is, for 3 years, I don't know what happens, but I love Moody. Every time he's in there, he's plus. He hits good shots. He's always solid. He doesn't make mistakes. That's point number 1. Number 2, with Kuminga, I think if the Warriors are to take this leap, Kuminga has to shoot and play, not think. I think too many times the last couple of years, he felt like he had all the coaches' eyes on him. And instead of taking a shot, he was scared the reaction. Just let him play. You know, I think the one thing also we're not thinking about with is 2 main focus. Okay, Klay Thompson's gone, but it's been 12 years since Steph always had Klay. So I think it's going to be a little adjusting because, it's like Tom and Jerry, Batman and Robin. When you go solo, it's going to be different. And I'm a little concerned with Wiggins. I thought he was injured. Now you're telling me he's sick. You got to get these guys to play. It's the same thing with like spring training. That's why you have preseason basketball, because everyone's going to have new roles without Klay, and everyone's got to know each other. You're telling me now Looney's not going to start. Looney started all last game. So it's a completely different lineup than last year. We need them to play together, so it's not going to be the first week, we're just getting to know each other and we start off bad, because the West is loaded.
I'm with you on that. Kerr loves to do that. Kerr loves to start out slow, and with this team, you can't afford to do that.
No, I don't think you can. Yeah. And you guys got to remember, the West is so loaded, and we have a lot of young players, but the West is loaded of young players that already have a couple years of experience.
I think Kuminga can be one of those guys.
This preseason is, I think we're very deep, but I don't think we're that
too
top
deep.
end. I think we're sort of middle, and then maybe a good bench. But I'd like to maybe start getting this rotation going.
I'm with you on that.
I think when's our first game in 12 days? The 21st?
No, it's closer than that. I think it's 10 days now. I think.
So
10 or 11.
I'll pull it up. But you know what? I think
we'll be covering that.
You got to remember, our first 2 games of the season are on the road.
Are you going to be doing some of those post games with us, Lou? It'd be great to get you on.
Well, I mean, I watch a lot of the Warrior games, but I'm harsh a little bit because.
No, we need that. We need that.
I think with Kerr, I expect a lot, and I'm very worried. I think our GM is. I don't really have much faith in him. He hasn't proven to me that he can.
I think he drafted
well. A great GM, but now we have someone that really is just more of a name and was in the right place at the right time.
Definitely.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a little bit worried just because, guys, we got to make sure one thing this year to be a success, Steph has to be healthy the whole year.
Right. 100%.
With him down, we're not even a 500 team, even if close to that. So
All
we
right,
got to
here's
make sure
their-
no injuries. And, we need to get off to a good start. Because like I said, I think the West is loaded.
I agree with
keep
that.
hearing about how great our defense is. But I've seen only the last 2 games against Sacramento. But, boy, we are going to live and die by the outside shot like I've never seen before.
Oh, that is for sure.
Hey,
that
they got
is
a chance.
strategy.
They got a chance to start the season like I would say they could win their first 3 games because they're at Portland, and
That's easy. That's a win.
At Utah 2 nights later.
That's a win.
Then
They're both rebuilding.
Yeah, then they come home to the Clippers, and
that could be a loss. We'll see.
Yeah, they could be. Then they got
I don't know what the Clippers are right now.
Then they got 2 tough games, but it's a 2 back-to-back nights, but they're both home against the Pelicans. So it's like a baseball series.
Yeah, they did that last year where they did.
Yeah, they've been doing. They started doing that in basketball now.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, so
the players were complaining about traveling.
Yeah, saves the trip.
God. Yeah, they complain. They make more money. They only have to work 3 hours a day, and they're complaining and making
It was the West Coast players specifically because they were like they have to travel the most.
Mark says, "Don't do it, Dan. The 49ers were supposed to be 5-1 after 6 games." Well,
yeah, exactly.
All right.
No, I know. Don't jinx them. But no, I know for the Warriors, what I would say with what Lou said, one thing I'll retort. I agree with everything except the Steph thing, because Steph played without Clay, a few seasons because Clay, his injuries and
but you always knew he was coming back.
No, I got you, but I think Steph will still have a good year. And, his best season ever was without Clay, I think. In 21-22, he averaged 32 a game, was second in MVP voting. Should have won it, but he didn't, we didn't make the playoffs. We lost in that stupid new play.
I think he could get 30 a game this year, but I'm gonna lock him in with 20.
No, I think he gets 27, but I'm just not worried about Clay being gone. I think honestly, Clay being gone is going to be good for the team because I think last year he was bringing down the morale. He seemed really negative all the time. Him and Draymond were like fighting people. It was too much.
Yeah, I think this team's gonna score about close to 120 a night.
That's over then every game.
We just did the math. We did 27 for Steph, 17 for Kuminga.
At least 17. I think Kuminga gets 20. You're saying 17.
I'm just average.
He had 17 last year. I think he's gonna average 20 this year. He averaged 17 last season, and he was coming off.
And then, Ryan, one of the other things, too, is, we tried to trade for a superstar with Utah, right? Do you think
and
these
the
guys
Clippers,
that were
and
supposed
the
to be traded, Kuminga wasn't sure, maybe he was going to be thrown in? A lot of times when you're like part of a big trade, that doesn't happen. Sometimes that can affect you on the court. I'm also at the point now where I need Kuminga to show up, or you know what? Trade him. I've heard this now for 4 years. Oh, he's got it, Billy. He's got that. Well, if we're not winning with him, and he's a good piece, as Dan always says with the Giants, then maybe it's time. But here's the time. He's got to shine. I mean, how many years are we going to wait for this guy?
Yeah, I think you definitely, by the trade deadline, if he hasn't shown that he's a 20-a-game scorer type of guy or a really good two-way player scoring a little under 20, you definitely got to think about trading him just because, I don't know if you know, Lou, but they were in contract extensions for talks for a long time this offseason. And Kuminga wants like $40 million a year because one of those Wagner brothers got super overpaid and he's like better than them. And he's like, no, I need this contract. So it's, I agree that I think even though I like Kuminga, I agree that if he doesn't show at the beginning half of this year, something that you want to keep him and sign him to a $35 million plus deal, you do have to think about trading him. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing as Jordan Poole, where you get a bag of Doritos and some chips.
Hello there, Faith. I got my connection out there watching on
the Philippines.
The Philippines, yeah.
Hello,
all right.
Faith.
Yeah, the Philippines. Now that we're being around all over. So, but you know why I think they score close to 120? Because if you let's say Steph does 27 and Kuminga does 20, or there you go. There's 47, and then you get 15 a night out of Wiggins. That's what, 62, and then you get let's say you get 8 out of Jackson Davis. That's 70. That's 4. Then Draymond, let's say he averages just 7. So that's what is that? 77? Are we at?
Right.
Okay, now look at this. You still got Pods, who's going to probably average in double figures.
10.
Yeah. So now
10
you're
plus.
okay. Now you're 87. Buddy Hield's going to get you 12 because he's going to
13. I think 13 about.
Yeah. So 80.
That's 100.
80.
Sure we got enough balls on the court?
Now we're at 100. I only want to go about 9. How many players is that?
Oh, we got a lot of people in the chat tonight.
But you want to go about 10 deep. You want to go about 10 deep. How many we got there? 7? Have we gone 7 players?
Yeah, but you're gonna play 8 a night on this team.
You're gonna play more than 8 in the regular season. You're playing 10.
You guys haven't talked about
That's
Kyle
what I'm saying.
Anderson?
Yeah, Kyle Anderson.
Kyle, he said in the offseason, he said he worked on his 3-point shot. He said he's going to be taking about 2 to 5 threes a night. And you know what? His 3 looks vastly improved.
So here's my question with Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson looks like a hooper.
This is now his what, 14 in 6 years?
But Lou, he can shoot 3s now.
There's a reason why a guy's on his 4th team in 6 years. So let's remember that.
Because he couldn't shoot 3s before.
But all of a sudden now he's with the Warriors, and the next year he can?
Look at
Dante DiVincenzo. All right, he was a decent shooter.
Okay, well,
Came
first
to
of
the
all,
Warriors. Now
Kyle
he's the third best
Anderson
shooter
can't
in the
hold
league.
DiVincenzo's jock. Okay, intensity, defense, and shooting. One is superior and is a winner. The other one graduated from UCLA and never ever improved. That's why he's on the 4th team. I don't understand. If a guy's been in the NBA for 7 years, all of a sudden he meets Steve Kerr, gives him a high five, and he can shoot from the outside. The other thing is, you guys are talking about all these guys shooting well. There's only one ball on the court. How are they going to deal with the egos? And I thought we got Buddy Hield to help out Steph shooting.
Oh, look at we've got the now that we've got our Filipino
That was
connection.
too much, Lou. I had to go ghost for a second. That was hilarious.
And you guys haven't even mentioned Gary Payton. Where's he standing? He's going to be the
Gary
10th
Payton
guy?
does not look healthy. He's off. He keeps getting hurt on the
You're
court.
telling me all these guys are healthy. How are they going to be 500? There's only one ball on the court. We're not sure if they're going to be able to.
He has the most clutch player in the league.
2 of our
That's
most important defensive players are injured. So what are we going to do? We're going to have to score 130 while we give up 150?
Yeah, I think this is a good comment, though, Lou, for Kuminga. I think this is a good, it really was his first offseason, if you think about it.
He played for Team Congo majority of the offseason. All right. Yeah, that means a lot to me. Guys, this is the NBA. Nobody cares. I mean, pretty soon you're going to say Steph has a problem because he also played in the Olympics and his body's since he's old, he's going to run out of gas. Come on.
Oh, Lou's always going to keep us humble, man.
You guys got to remember, we are in the West. We're not in the East where there's only 2 teams. The West is loaded. They're young, and they know what it takes to win.
Lou, this team is going to break the 2016 team record of 73-9.
Oh my God!
This team looks like a 75-win team.
Is this Robert or is this Dan? Because I'm a little. Let me clean my glasses. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I think we picked. I think they're going to be right around the 46 to 48 win mark.
Yeah, I got us winning 47, 48 games.
And Lou, you're going to lose another bet.
Well, I have 2 bets with you guys. Hey, I lost the pods. I just keep betting the Giants under every year, and I'll keep having a little money. But I'm just, I'm just a little bit worried. You know, you have a lot of new players on this team. It's going to take a while to gel.
Lou, would you
There's
feel better if we made
supposedly when it starts? And you know, Kerr can't do magic. He's not playing anymore. He can only coach what's in front of him and are the people that's healthy. So you guys got to remember, us against these younger teams, we had problems. We never really matched against Oklahoma. We did beat them, I think, twice last year. We got fluke. Houston's better. San Antonio's better. I think Dallas is better because they have another
better
year
than us. Or
now
you're saying they're better now?
I think the Warriors are going to be struggling. Let me ask you this:
she could share that live, Ryan.
Yeah, of course.
Are they the best team in the Pacific?
No,
Are we? Hell no.
No. You're talking about in the division?
Yeah, the division.
The Suns are better than us.
We haven't mentioned them.
You got Sacramento, who's good. You got
the Suns. The Suns are better than us. I think we're better than Sac. I think us and the Lakers are.
Hold on.
Tier.
Last year, Sacramento had a better year than us. Look at their offseason, who they picked up.
No, they had one more win.
Well, they were better, and then look who they picked up.
DeRozan.
I mean, we're better if the Draymond.
DeRozan is a stud. You know he's a stud. If he was on our team,
I like
he's
DeRozan.
a super stud. So he's probably worth 3 to 5 more wins for Sacramento. And you're telling me we picked up Kyle Anderson, Buddy Hield, who couldn't even make it with Sacramento, where all they had to do was shoot. You know,
DeAnthony Melton.
I think you're discounting the growth that Kuminga and Moody are going to make, though.
Okay, well, Moody's been here more than 2 years.
He doesn't get to play, though, Lou. He doesn't get to play, though. That's why he hasn't shown.
I thought Moody should have played a lot more.
Exactly. When he plays, he's really good. He's a great all-around player. I think he's a little slow on defense on his rotations, but he's a good offensive player. He makes the hustle plays, which we need because the team's really old. So unless it's a big game, you don't really see Steph or Draymond laying down on the ground, flying down for loose balls, or And I think the other important thing too is with the Warriors, they have something to prove this year, and I really do think they seem really driven by the fact that Clay is gone now, and they seem like they want to, have a better season and they want to make the playoffs. And I think honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if the Warriors' goal is just to get in the playoffs, make some noise. I don't think the goal is to win. I agree with you that we're not a championship team. This isn't the Warriors of old. You know what I mean? Unless we make a trade and by the trade deadline, I don't think this is a championship caliber team. My goal for this team is if we can get past the second round to the conference finals, I would be ecstatic. If we can just get past the first round, that's it. That's all I want. I don't want to miss the playoffs.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. The real playoffs, like a first round play, like we had when we beat Sac in that Game 7 series. That was a great series. And then even though we lost to the Lakers, it was still fun to be a part of the playoffs. I'm tired of all the Bay Area teams letting me down.
The key to the season is Wiggins needs to play like 3 years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
Wiggins, absolutely.
So that's a big question mark. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a question.
I'm new to this Warriors thing and to this show, so I just need to make sure we're all on the same page.
Hey guys, just a little. Everybody who's watching right now on Facebook or Twitter, if you would go over to YouTube and see this logo right up here, right next to this young man's face up here, right there. Can you see my cursor going around and around?
No.
Oh, you can't see it? You can't see that? Okay. Right over here. Point to the logo, NorCal logo, Ryan. Right over there, the logo. Go to YouTube. There you go. YouTube, and look for that logo. Type in NorCal Sports, and when you click on that logo, hit subscribe, and you will be one of the subscribers to our YouTube channel.
But Dan, it costs $4.99 to subscribe. Do I get anything else? What do I get if I subscribe?
It's free to subscribe.
It's free.
The membership.
I was unaware of that. I thought it cost.
No, not to subscribe.
What do I get being a member?
What do you get being a member? You get right now our members would say probably what are we getting? Ryan, what are our members getting?
Our members are going to get a $10 gift card to Yogurt Shack.
Yeah,
What?
Shack.
So if I just become a member for $5, you're going to give me $10 worth of yogurt? Where do I sign up?
Yogurt, baby. Fill up your cup with the yogurt of the day. There's 7, 8 flavors, different options to choose from. If you're lactose intolerant, gluten-free, fat-free, non-fat, all kinds of great yogurt flavors. And then you get the toppings to add on. Right there in downtown Danville on Harts Avenue and also in Lafayette on Mount Diablo Boulevard. Go visit Yogurt Shack and you will not be disappointed. And just for signing up to become a member on NorCal Sports Network, you get $10 in coupons. And you know what else?
Coffee or one latte. I'd rather give it to NorCal.
Yes. And you know what else you get to do, guys? We have another sponsor. This is more of a personal need. Chapman Law Group in Marin, serving all of California. Chapman Law Group. If you have a legal need, a legal matter comes up, whether it's a dispute, maybe your neighbor's a Denver Bronco fan and you're a 49er fan and you just can't stand the guy and he's just like yelling at you and he's harassing you and you need a little legal advice on harassment. Call Chapman Law Group. They'll get that Bronco fan shut up for you. And maybe it's not just that. Maybe you have a need for what are all kinds of legal things that could come up? Whether it's civil.
I'm pretty sure they handle all civil law. So basically, anything civil law except family law, they can help you guys out with. Do not hit them up for divorces; they will not be able to help. But everything else, they can do.
Okay, some of us might be older and our parents aren't doing well. We need to make sure there's a will so the government doesn't
trust all of that.
A lot of stuff out there.
Yep. Everything in civil law. Everything.
Yeah. Give Chapman Law Group a call. 415-613-9483. 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group. They will hit it out of the park every time, unlike Matt Chapman.
They come through in the clutch?
Yes.
They come through in the
Chapman
clutch.
Law Group will come through for you in the clutch. Not to be confused with Matt Chapman of the Giants, who might come through about 20% of the time.
So, I see this comment here. What you guys, I feel like Lou's probably in this, but Griffin here, a longtime listener, appreciate you, Griffin, says, I expect us to be an all-around playing team again this year. We don't have a second option scoring. We are severely limited until a young guy absolutely breaks out.
Hey, look at the misses. Look at the misses corresponding with the Philippines with their friends. Paki, subscribe pala if Hindi pa kayo naka-subscribe sa YouTube, NorCal Sports Network. All right, babe. Way to get the word out there. I butchered that, I'm sure. That's Tagalog, and I don't speak any Tagalog, obviously.
Yeah, I think Griffin, I don't think, if we're a playing team, I wouldn't be shocked to see us be a 7 seed because you could be a 47-win team. I think last year we had 46 wins and we were the,
Well, let's look at the teams. Let's look at the teams in the West.
Yes, it is. And Carmel.
Yeah, you know what, Dan? Do you want to pull it up?
Okay, what are the
Let's just pull up the
teams in the West.
Standings.
For to make the
just pull up the standings for the Western Conference, and we can go over the teams where what order we want to. We'll do what we did the other night, real quick.
All right, here we
and then
go.
Yeah. So okay, I think right off the bat we can agree that I think the 1 seed's probably going to be OKC. They made a lot of adjustments, and they almost had the 1 seed last year. Who do you think the 1 seed's going to be, Lou?
Lou?
I'm looking. Last year was what? Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma's going to be better. Another year experience. They also have an exciting superstar. So, I'm just looking what we have here. Nobody really knows what Phoenix is going to be because last year they didn't have a bench. You know, it was still new. Everyone was trying to put egos away. But I think Minnesota, New Orleans, Phoenix, Oklahoma are definitely 4 teams that we're going to have to battle with. That might even be on our level or a little above us. I
feel like New Orleans is one. I don't know about New Orleans.
Why is that? Because last year they didn't have a full team. They were injured.
Yeah, but they're always injured.
They had the best superstar to ever come out of Duke 4 years ago.
Right? No, I'm with you.
There's really only one sure crappy team in the conference, and that's Portland, right?
That's Portland, correct?
No, I think the Jazz are in that category.
Yeah,
too.
and the Jazz. So those two. So there's 15.
So you can eliminate the Jazz and the.
So there's 13 teams we're battling for 9 spots.
10 spots.
10 spots
because of the play-in.
Yeah.
So 13 battling for 10. The next runner-up out is who? Memphis? I'm working backwards, guys.
Yeah, no, Memphis is in, I think, this year.
Memphis is in. So who's
Memphis is 100% in. I mean, Jaw's back, everyone's back. They're going to be really freaking
out?
hungry.
Do
you think Memphis is in? I think Memphis is in.
So then you're looking at eliminating maybe Houston.
You got to take out the Spurs. Yeah, you got to take out the Spurs.
They're not ready. They're not ready.
Hey, wait a minute. First of all, the Spurs had a great off season. You have a generation superstar that now has help. They're probably going to be. They had 27 wins last year. They're probably about 40 wins, almost 45. They're going to improve a lot.
And they added Chris Paul. I don't think they make it. I agree, Lou. They're going to be competitive. I think they'll be how the Rockets were last year. They're going to be frisky. They're going to be making a push.
I'm just pointing that out.
No, I agree with you. They're going to be frisky. I don't think they make it this season, though. They're going to be good, though. They're going to be competitive.
Did the Warriors cut Chris Paul or trade him to the Spurs?
He wasn't cut he was cut. His
contract was eliminated.
Yeah, they paid him to eliminate the contract. Hopefully what the Giants do with Wilmer Flores this offseason.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got those 3 teams out. We've got Portland, Utah, and San Antonio out. Now you got 2
and then
more
I'd say
teams.
The Clippers or the Rockets.
Teams. You think the Clippers are going to struggle that much? What did they lose?
If Kawhi Leonard is hurt this year, there is no way James Harden is taking that team to a playoff spot.
Right.
I think. What do you think? I think Kawhi Leonard's one injury away from being out of the league.
I think the one thing about the Clippers, the last 2 years, they were the team. Now nobody's talking about them. They could be the team that actually does something because nobody believes in them.
Right.
Oh, Kawhi's injured. Oh,
man, why is the West so tough?
That's what I'm saying.
Where can the Warriors even crack at the top 7? I mean,
I went to high school 8 years. I'm no dummy, but usually when I make a bet, I know why I made the bet.
I mean, the Warriors are the talent's there, but there's talent everywhere in this league.
That's what I've been saying. And the West is loaded. So the way it works, we play each team in the East, home and away. And then how does it work on the West? Do we have 3 games home and home or 2 games home and home?
It's 2 home and home, but a couple teams it's 3.
3. I think if it's in your the Pacific Division. Okay.
It's 4 for a lot of teams, but there's a few teams that you only play 3. I don't know why. Because if you look at the actual East, that's 30 games, right, that you're playing. And so there's only 52 games left with 14 teams, and 14 times 4 is 56, right? Am I doing my math right? Yes.
Yeah.
So that means there's 3 teams that you play 3 games, and the other 14 you play 4. So that would equal your 82. 30 plus. So you got 30, and then you got 11 teams that you play 4. Or 11 teams. Am I doing this right? 11 times 4 is 44, right?
Correct.
So 44 and 30, 74. And then there's 3 teams that would be
Oh, you know what they
3,
might do in that extra thing is
9.
part of that in-game tournament thing.
Oh, maybe that in-game thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly. Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3
You know, the one
teams
that the
would-
Lakers won last year?
Yeah, the big.
Yeah,
Yeah, that,
it is. There's one extra game that's played for the in-game tournament, but it is not counted as a win or a loss.
okay.
You know, I mean, and the other thing too is I assume the Lakers are going to do whatever it takes because LeBron, he has 1, maybe 2 years. So,
I think 2.
You know, they're going to, I mean, I don't know how the Lakers are going to be. I don't think they're that good because I don't think they really improved the team. But, you know, all these guys on the chat think LeBron's the greatest. I think LeBron's probably the third best NBA player of all time.
LeBron is the GOAT.
I'm sorry?
LeBron is the GOAT.
I'm sorry. Let me clean my ears again. I'm sorry. What?
LeBron is the GOAT.
How can you say LeBron
the GOAT of what? All time?
Oh, yeah.
Get that guy out of here. That's like saying the Giants have a chance next year to win the whole thing. That might be the dumbest statement ever on NorCal Sports Network.
No, I
what is wrong with you young people?
I stick with
you
it
guys
hard.
never see Michael ever play?
Can I make my argument?
Yeah.
Or are we just
Make your argument, and don't put anything in there with Bronco stuff either,
dude. This isn't. We're not even talking football.
I know, but you're so like you're on something to think what your thought.
There's a large part of the media that thinks LeBron's the GOAT too. I don't.
Only the young.
Have you seen Michael Jordan play? Have you seen Michael Jordan play? Or are you just looking at?
I watched the documentary. I think everyone has, right? So, and I've watched many YouTube highlights. So I think everyone's seen Jordan play.
I mean,
so can I make my argument?
Yeah, but I just want to bring one point.
I think my argument.
Michael never lost in the NBA Finals. That's it.
Okay, and Michael played in an easier era. It was.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding? He used to get hammered. LeBron would have never even made it. LeBron.
You're talking about physics. You're talking about
physicality.
You're talking about physicality. I'm talking about the
he had to go against the Celtics. He had to go against the Celtics. That
there was good teams. They're
biased.
Lou,
I'm not Lou. 5 straight.
I'm not saying there weren't good teams, but the overall talent level of the league was not.
Overall talent, there's more Hall of Famers that are in the Hall of Fame when Michael played than when LeBron played.
Lou, LeBron's currently playing. Half those people don't even qualify. That argument doesn't really work.
You just said it right there.
But if I could actually give my argument on LeBron,
he means qualify.
Like you have to be out of the league a certain. You have to be out of the league a certain amount of years.
But LeBron's playing against easier players than Michael did.
I disagree. There's more. No, I disagree with that. I think there was really good teams.
It was in the 80s and early 90s. How good the teams were. Do you
think
were some
LeBron
really good
would have
been
able
to go against the bad boys? Wouldn't have been able to go against the Celtics or the Lakers in their time.
You're naming the good teams. Again, I'm talking about the overall talent in the league. Like we're even just talking about right now, right? With the West. How many teams do you think of this right now could actually make the playoffs in the West? I think we were just going over it. It looks like 12 teams and there's only 10. You know what I mean? And there didn't only used to be 8 spots. You're telling me we can go back. Let's go through the 80s and look some of these teams' records. I guarantee you there wasn't. You know, it was last year. It was one of the highest winning percentages for the West of all time because everyone was beating up on each other. Everyone was good. I'm not saying there wasn't really good top tier teams. I just think the overall talent level is a lot higher now. Like you see people now, and we can go over this in another time, maybe even with Los on here and some other old heads. We can go through the highlights. Like you didn't see, there was a few people who could dribble the ball like a Kyrie or like a Steph or like, you know, some of these other great ball handlers we have now. We have Kevin Durant. You telling me there's someone like it was 7 feet tall back in the day that could dribble like a Kevin Durant or a Victor Wembanyama?
I know, but we're just talking about LeBron. Didn't LeBron win a championship because of Kyrie?
Yes, that's what I'm saying though. The overall skill.
Are you aware that Michael didn't even have a center for 4 of his championships? Dennis
Rodman is just like Draymond Green. That's like saying the Warriors didn't have a center for 4 of their championships.
But what happened? The Warriors weren't champions until they got a center.
What do you mean? We did well. We won with Draymond as our center. We won in 2022 with Draymond as our center
First
most of the time.
championship, didn't we get a center?
Our center back then was who? It was
Guy from Utah.
Bogut. No, it was Andrew. Dan. First championship was Bogut, right?
Yes.
You don't think Bogut wasn't a center?
What is he? 6'10"?
Yeah, he's 7 feet.
Lou, you're saying your
was
first
a
one.
center.
He
He took the Warriors from an average team to a champion. Bogut.
Lou,
he was
Lou,
that
I
important.
said 2022. You're talking about our first championship. I said the Warriors have won without a center too, and that's like I don't think you need a center to win a championship.
Okay.
Who was our center in
The whole
2022?
conversation is
Kevon
you said
Looney?
LeBron is the GOAT.
No, I know. And then you were saying the talent was higher back then, and I then said no. I think the talent is higher now. Anyways, let me just say my thing about LeBron, and then we can move on. My thing about LeBron is it's mainly a longevity thing and mostly about the talent of the teams he brought to the finals. That, yeah, he did lose, but those teams he brought, like, it just was insane. Those runs he went on, and specifically that one where he got swept against us when Kyrie wasn't on the team and he, was just running through the East for years and years all by himself out there.
The East was horrible.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, I think what LeBron did for the
What's he done in the
longevity of
West? What's he done in the West?
He won a championship.
No, he didn't.
I mean, it was a bubble year. It's a fake
It's
ring.
the same
but
as
still,
the Dodgers. It doesn't.
no,
count.
it counts more than the
It doesn't
Dodgers.
count. It's
It definitely
And
counts.
he's
more than
talking
the
about the end-game championship, that pennant that they have at.
Yeah, he did win that. They
End
hung the
game.
banner. Hey, the banner is up. The banner is up. It counts. I got LeBron to go.
I don't know about this youth. They all think LeBron's the greatest. I don't even know if LeBron, he might be like the fourth or fifth best.
Yeah. Here's my thought on LeBron. Whoa, I had that up a little too high. Woo! Forgot I turned the volume up. Oh man. I don't see any comparison LeBron being, you know what? When it's all said and done, I'm not even sure if LeBron's better than Steph.
Oh, he's definitely better than Steph.
I mean,
I got Steph pretty high. I got Steph in my top 10 for sure. But I think, the reason I know he's better than Steph is like the only player in the league that I've ever played against, and that includes Jokic and Giannis and all these other guys, where it's like the end of the game and it's a close game. And it was like that in the Lakers series, especially. And LeBron's was like, 38? It's like, LeBron somehow just going to bully his way to the basket and just get a layup.
yeah, I mean, LeBron is great. Okay, there's no doubt about it. He's probably 2 or 3 top. He's right up there for. He's on the argument for.
Who would you have over LeBron as number 2?
Well, you're saying the GOAT, which means the greatest player of all time.
No, I have him 1 or 2. I do think he's the GOAT, but I think the MJ argument's fine. It's either one of them. I think there's 1A,
First of
1B.
all, he's not as good as Magic, and what Magic
he's
brought to the league. And what
definitely
he
better
did.
than Magic. Definitely
Okay.
better. I think
He's not
Steph's
as
better
good
than
as
Magic.
Kareem.
So.
What Kareem did,
He's
he
better than
created a
Kareem.
shot that nobody else had. He won
Kareem and
championships
Magic played
in
together.
2 different teams, years apart. He's not as good as Larry Bird.
He's way better than Larry Bird.
What?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? LeBron? You're saying LeBron's not as good as Larry Bird?
You're talking, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think
no.
does LeBron make
I don't even think it's close.
better?
Yes. Are
Who
you
won more
serious?
championships?
If that's the case, then who's the GOAT? It's what? Then Robert
LeBron, how
Ory's
many does
better
Larry
than
Bird have?
freaking-
Bird has
Robert
what?
Ory's
3?
better than MJ.
I'm sorry, what?
If you're basing it all off of championships,
I'm
then
not,
Robert
but I'm
Ory's
just saying,
the GOAT.
I think LeBron, because first of all, LeBron invented the flop. He cries more than anybody else. He thinks he's better than everybody else, and he doesn't back it up. My God, he's got the best center with him the last 3 years, and they got 1 championship. And that was during the COVID year, so I don't count that.
Lou, he's 40.
So?
I don't know what you expect. I mean,
What do you
MJ
mean
was
I
on his
expect?
couch.
You tell me he's the GOAT.
MJ, Larry Bird, Magic, all these people you're saying are better. At 40 years old, Lou, they were on their couch smoking cigars, gambling.
What has he done? What was the last championship he had? The one against the Warriors, right?
No, he had his bubble one, the bubble chip.
We don't count that.
Hey,
And you got to remember, that should have never came down. That's because Green was an idiot and got that technical and got booted out, or they would have lost that.
Right,
And
I'm with you there.
It wasn't LeBron. He did have the defensive play, but it was his teammate that made the big shot.
Yep, for sure. I mean, I hear you. I think putting Larry Bird and Magic over him is crazy. I mean, I think
Magic changed the league.
Yeah, but then that's like saying Steph's better than LeBron.
Well, I think Steph's a better shooter.
Well,
but I don't think he's a better all-around player. But you know what? You're talking about age, so if somehow this year the Warriors created an unbelievable year and they won it, and Steph got another ring, which would be more than LeBron, and he got another MVP, you don't tell me that he's not better than him?
No, I'd still say LeBron's better.
Because you brought up the age? I mean...
No, I'd still have LeBron better. I think Steph with another championship, he can, the problem with Steph and why you can't have him over LeBron or an MJ ever. I think the highest Steph could ever get for me is third, just because he didn't play both sides of the ball like the other guys ahead of him. And for him to pass even some of these other people, it's just going to be,
So you are aware about Michael. I want to bring one stat about Mike. He had 8 straight years where he was all defensive team, first team.
Yeah, so he led
the team in scoring.
Yeah, there was a guy, I forget if it was Athletic or which one. It was a very reputable place. Basically, they looked into it, and MJ should have never won Defensive Player of the Year because basically the Bulls, they cheated on all of his stats and all these steals and blocks that should have been going to other players.
I never heard of that rumor.
Oh, you can go look it up. It's a real thing. They rewatched every game.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Bill Simmons was talking about it.
You think all the MJ stats were made up?
No, from his Defensive Player of the Year, that specific year, not his defensive. You're talking about all defensive teams. I'm not talking about that. His Defensive Player of the year, the Bulls changed all his stats at home. They counted other steals and blocks that should have been counted for other.
Have you heard about this, Dan?
It just came out. This is recent. You can look it up. It's legit.
It's legit, yeah. And I
didn't.
Thanks.
Dan, this was real.
Dan, Michael Jordan's stats when
this
he was
isn't that unheard of.
The year was all made up.
And no, I didn't say it was all made up. They exaggerated the stats, so he shouldn't have won the award. And yeah, what Mark's saying is true. A lot of home teams do this. The same thing happens in baseball. It's like, oh, that should have been counted an error, but they count it as a hit because it's the home team. It's not, Lou. That's not that crazy. All
right, you young guys. I guess you didn't see enough of Michael, but that's all right.
No, I think
Warriors. I think this Warriors team is. I was just listening to a little bit of Steve Kerr earlier, and he's. That's why I was kind of in the background, silent. He thinks the team's like 12, 13 deep. And
improvement?
No, that the team is that they got 12. He thinks it's the deepest team talent.
Yeah, that's what I could see that, but that could work for you or it could work against you.
Yeah.
But I think they're deeper this year, and they're a little bit younger. I just hope they can come together.
I think the difference this year, the problem the last year, especially last year, but the last 2 years, has been the defense has been very bad, and teams were getting wide open threes,
layups. The other team was getting easy layups every game.
And threes. They were just
right.
Teams were just uncontested threes.
Like that Celtics game. You remember that Celtics game last year when Jaylen Brown hit like 8 threes and they weren't even contesting him?
Yeah, they were awful. And they weren't – I think there was a lot of issues with the team with Draymond, the way that there was a leftover, 2 years ago it was the pool punch. And then last year it was the chokes and the choke outs and
what else did he do? There was another suspension, Dan. It was the choke and then there was something else.
He did something with Nurkic. What the heck did he do with Nurkic?
Oh yeah, Nurkic, he slapped him. It was like boom, and then he backhanded him.
And then it was the suspension and the automatic, and it was just like even Curry, who protects him, was like you could see Curry was just like going, oh gosh, what am I gonna do?
Maybe Green's the biggest problem with the Warriors.
He's what Green is. He's their biggest problem, and he's their biggest asset at the same time. He's like he's an enigma, because if he's not focused, he's a problem. But if he's focused, he makes the team much better. So,
and hopefully this year, with so many people that can shoot threes, I don't need for him to go 0 for 5 in the first half with him shooting threes.
He's shooting three. His shot is at the top of the circle right there. That's his shot. If he can hit, he hit 40%, near 40%, I think, last year. If he can hit 40%, 38 to 40% from threes, and he only takes 3 a game, and he's making 1.5. I mean, obviously you can't make 1.5, but if he's taking 5 and he makes 2, let's put it that way. For every 5 he takes and he makes 2, that's pretty good for Draymond.
Who? He's not going to make 40%.
He did last year.
Really?
Yeah. Let me look.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I'm gonna look. Okay.
I know it was in the high 30s. It was definitely a bounce back shooting year, but I think it was maybe high 30. But I think close to 40. If I were running the Warriors, what I would do is, I think what Lou said is true at the beginning of the show, and he said it, I think, one more time. But basically, the team has like a lot of depth, but they don't have a second scorer. And I think Kuminga right now, maybe he could break out to a second scorer, but really he should be our third option, because you get 18, 20 out of him. That's a good third option. But Lou's right. We need somebody who you can guarantee every night they're going to give you, 20, 25. So I would like to, sometime here with the disgruntled star, or, just get rid of some of these bench pieces and try to trade for, a real second scorer, because
last year Draymond
too much depth.
Check this out, guys. Check this out. Draymond Green last year from 3-point range.
39 and a half. Wow. Look at that, Lou. He went 20. Look at that streak. He went 30, 28, 27, 27, 29, 30.5, 39.5.
Because you know what he did? He started working on just taking shots that were his
given to him.
Spot. Yeah, his spot. Yeah, rather than hoisting up shots that were he's open. He's open on the wing. So if he can shoot anywhere near that and just play his he did look like he lost something defensively last year, a step to me. Like he was not he wasn't guarding the guy, locking guys down like he used to. I also noticed the Kings game the other night with the Warriors up in Sacramento that Curry was dribbling around and he was being locked down by, was it Murray? A taller, like Murray's like what, 6'8"?
Yes, that's a huge problem right now. You're totally right. Steph's lost the steps. He's not as fast as he used to.
Yeah, he couldn't get around Murray. He could not even juke Murray out on the perimeter. And I'm like, and Murray, and then he went to he went from the wing down to the baseline, and Murray blocked him off, and then Curry finally had to pass because he was falling out of bounds, and he threw it to someone in the corner of the opposite side. But I was thinking, oh my gosh, is Curry starting to get where he, people can stay with him? He's quick. He can't fool people. I also think Steph is he's in great shape and he's stronger, but I think he's not going to be as quick because he's 36, 37? What is he?
Yeah, guard. We're lucky that Steph's still this good as a guard. Guards usually slow down a lot quicker than this. I mean, you've seen it around the league with Russell Westbrook, John Wall. I mean, he's not as athletic as those guys ever were, so you're not going to see it as much, but he's losing. Yeah, he's losing a lot of speed. Someone I like to watch a lot sometimes for basketball, like all around the league stuff. he was talking about it and on Hoops Tonight, and basically, he was saying that now what you were saying, bigger not guards, but bigger players, not centers, but in power forwards, but the lengthy guys like the Wiggins types, some of these bigger, guards, they can, and in the wings, they can guard Steph now because he's not as quick as he used to be. And luckily for him, he still has a really good handle, so he's able to get away with, losing a step. But I do think that is a concern because I think
the other thing is we need Trace Jackson Davis and
he needs to break out
to take another step.
100%.
You got to remember.
Who do you think is more important?
Still can't even have an alcohol. He's still young.
Yeah.
So he needs maturity. He needs to play better. I need more than getting 5,000 charges. I need him to be smart out there.
He led the league in charges last season.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't mean anything to me. And most of the time, he made up for it after a good charge. He would go in, do some play in midair, come down, and turnover. So we need him to cut down the turnovers, play solid. I don't like it when he takes 5 or 6 3-points a game. Last year he was taking shots at the wrong time.
They want him to shoot 8 this season, Lou.
Yeah. It's a lot. Do you remember?
Yeah, who do you think's more?
When they first came in the league, we're lucky to take 6 to 8.
Right. Who do you think's more important, Trace Jackson or Podziemski to the season?
Ooh. I think Trace.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
I think he needs a double-double every night. I need him.
Yep.
Because last year, he was slashing. He made some good moves. He get easy shots. Because to tell you the truth, I didn't like the pick. I thought he was a little soft at Indiana. He had such a good reputation. He wasn't that good among other big guys in the Big Ten when he came out. I saw him go against Arizona. He scored 6 points. He was 3 for 17. And Arizona's defense that year wasn't that good his senior year, but he impressed me. He plays smart. So what we need him to do is not go over the top, but be a big man. Give me a Looney, but a little bit better scoring than Looney. Looney last year was solid the last few years, but we need Davis to bring it up a little bit more.
See what you got to do when you're not very technically sound. You have to keep going off and on. Now, the guys at High Tech, they would have their like and subscribe flash, arrow point to it. They'd have somebody click it, click the like button. I got to do this. Like that? You like that, guys? Are we moving? I wonder if we're moving with the chat, like we're going back and forth. I think.
Oh wow, we hit 2350.
2350.
Good job.
2352.
Probably because of the Philippines.
No, it's the Dodgers fans. Up to 16.
And then, I got a question for the.
We got the Dodgers right up there.
All the Dodgers. Put on the Dodgers.
No, I'm not putting a Dodger hat on. I'm not. I only put a Dodger hat on during them whipping the Giants because the Giants pissed me off so much that they couldn't even compete with the Dodgers. And it was like, you know what? You're not even a franchise. You're not even. You might as well have sent the Sacramento River Cats.
Irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant. Let me move. Hey, I got my. There we go. We get my.
Hey, I got a question for the chat. Beside Mark Graves, that's very knowledgeable when it comes to sports. Who is the most important person for the Warriors to make the playoffs besides Steph's health? Is there somebody on the chat? I want you to know who's got to take a leap. Is it going to be Wiggins, where we need the old Wiggins back? Is it going to be Bazinga, one of the rooks? Is it someone we're not thinking of?
I think it's Bazinga. Bazinga. Are you trying to say Kuminga or
both of them?
Bazinga. I like that. Bazinga. That's a new NorCal. That was something that
Bazinski and Kuminga. I mean, who
Eric and I
on
were
the chat
great
you guys think needs to step up to make the Warriors a playoff team? There's got to be someone we're looking. Is it going to be Buddy Hield and his outside shot? Is it Ryan's favorite, Kyle Anderson? I don't know.
I think it's several. I don't think you can limit it to one guy. because they are very deep. And I think, you want to know who I think it
Healthy
is?
Gary Payton?
That's it. I was just going to say it. If Gary Payton is 22, Gary Payton, look out, because see,
he was solid last year. When he went down, the Warriors suffered.
The problem with this team, the way I'm looking at it, is there's not enough minutes to go around for the 12 guys. Let's look at the 12 guys, okay? The 12 guys, let's just look and see who played. Let me pull this up. Scores, and then I got to go to.
We don't know who the 11th and 12th player are. They might be somebody on the going down to the D or whatever.
All right, because they've got a couple of double two-way guys.
Yeah.
So here's your box score for tonight, and we'll just take a look at. Okay, so we know those 5 that started tonight are in. They're on the team. They're going to all get minutes. And then we see Kuminga is.
And when you look at that starting lineup, really there was no center.
Anderson really was the center in that lineup.
And they got drilled in the first half. Okay.
So there's 5. Kuminga, I'm just counting numbers that are gonna make the roster, and then we'll figure who's gonna play. Kuminga, 6. Looney, roster spot 7. I'm getting the sure guys first, okay, and then I'll come back to the Jackson 8, Buddy Hield 9, Melton 10, Podziemski 11, Wiggins 12. All 12 of those guys locks to make the roster. Okay, now you go to number 13, and you're probably looking at Waters, 13. Okay, and then the 14th spot is up in the air whether if they carry a 14th roster spot. I don't know if they will or not. They can carry 15, and I know they're not carrying 15. I would say the 14th spot will go to Guy Santos. What do you guys think? If they go to 14, what do you think, Ryan and Lou?
Sorry, I went off the show.
I was going to
I really think depends too. Is Wiggins going to be ready for the opening game?
You never know with Wiggins, Lou. And this is honestly, I really hope they trade Wiggins. It's sad.
Yeah,
about what's
it's impossible for what he's getting paid. So we're stuck with him.
All right,
maybe so throw him a pick.
So those guys are the 14th guy. Whether it's Guy Santos, I don't know if they even go 14. But all right, now let's look at the playing time. Okay, let's see who gets minutes. First of all, let's do this backwards, and we'll do this backwards and see who's going to be at the end of the bench. I think it's Looney. I think Looney gets the least amount of minutes. And then
no, he's shooting threes. Did he get any threes up today? He said he's going to start shooting threes.
He was nope. Okay.
Kuminga said he's going to start shooting threes, and his stroke looks better. What do you think about his shot so far?
I look better. 3 or 4 tonight. It looked good. Yeah. All right. I'm going to say the guys that are going to struggle the back end to get minutes are Looney and Waters. Those are your 2 guys that will get the least minutes. I think now you've got
Payton. I think throw Payton in there. He's probably the third.
You got 11 guys. You got 11 guys now. You got the starting 5 that started tonight, whether they are the starting 5 going forward. You got those 5 guys. Kuminga 6, Jackson 7, Hield 8, Melton 9, Podziemski 10, Wiggins 11. There's your 11 guys that are going to get playing time. So who's cut next? It's probably Moody. Unfortunately,
sadly,
it kind of sucks, but Moody now looks like your 11th man, because look at the shooting guards or small guards you got. You got Payton and Moody and Hield and Melton. You got 4 of them. There's probably only room for 3 on a
I think Mellon started soon. He's definitely playing because I think he's starting.
Yeah, I think he's going to start too. So you got 11 guys, and
there's two. This is why we have to make a trade. There's too many guys to play.
So here's the other thing. You bring that up, Dan. That's a great point. So you're trying to tell me Looney's going to play Lee. So we really, I don't know about Post if he's going to get much time. We're really going to play with
Post will not even suit up most nights. He'll be in the
So
G
we're going to
League.
play with one center and then a backup Kyle Anderson as center.
Draymond
Kyle's
Green.
playing. They said that, Lou. They said Kyle's playing center a lot of the time.
Do you know what will happen like when we play teams like Denver?
We're going to be shooting a lot of threes, Lou. That's what's going to be happening. Kyle Anderson's going to be chucking up 4 threes that game.
I think what you're going to get is you're going to get Trace Jackson Davis that's going to play a lot of minutes against the big centers, and it wouldn't surprise me if they brought up Post as a two-way for some of those games,
right?
And just to put on the bench, yeah, because maybe Post can give you, maybe Post can post up,
give you 5 fouls,
hack a shack.
A lot of question marks with the Golden State Warriors this year.
I honestly, we haven't.
I would not put personally. I would not have Moody at the end of the bench with the 11th guy. I would move. But who do you move up? You're not going to move him. And some nights it could be Peyton based on the matchups, but other nights you're going to need GP too to lock somebody down. And then
Hield, you're gonna play. I think Hield and Peyton will kind of be swapped a lot depending on the matchup.
They've kind of got. If I was Steve Kerr, this is how I would do it.
Do total small lineup.
No, I would send
all guard lineups, Lou.
No, I would send. UNLV used to do this in the running Rebels. They were so deep, but what they would do is they would send guys at you and they would press you for 40 minutes because they gave guys, time to rest. They would just go all out for 4 or 5 minutes and they'd bring in a new group.
Them in Arkansas did 48.
Yeah.
48.
Why not just put heck of a pressure on? I mean, you're not going to see full court, but pick up, right before they half court, just start pressuring the guy and just hound and have guys ball hawk and then rotate. Let guys, it's the regular season. And especially, and let these guys get, if you had, limit Curry to like 32 minutes.
Right.
Okay. Limit them to like 32 minutes and get these guys all playing. Maybe some nights they're hot and that you leave them in there, but other nights they're just giving you, great defense, but not much offense. And then rotate and give these guys a chance to play. I don't know. There's 48 minutes times 5. So what does that equal? 48 times 5.
240.
240?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So there's 240 minutes available on the court.
Right.
Somehow you've got to figure out, all right, let's just do a little exercise for the heck of it. We're just screwing here. Time. Okay. So Steph gets 32. Draymond gets 32. That's 64. Who else is on the court? Kuminga's going to get 30. That's 94. What else we got? Pods is going to get 26.
He's getting more than that. Pods
he probably is, but I'm going to do a plan. I'm going to do a plan where everybody gets it.
Gotcha.
Pods gets 26. I got 3 guys. Now I've got 3 guys equaling 120. Now I've got to give minutes to Kyle Anderson. I'm going to give Kyle Anderson 15. Okay, 4 guys, 135. I got 105 minutes left. I'm giving Buddy Hield 20 minutes. That's 155 for 5 guys. I'm giving Melton 24 minutes. That's 179. I'm giving Wiggins 25 if he plays, shows up. That's 204. I got 36 minutes left. Trace Jackson, 20 minutes. 24 for
Brandon?
Jackson. I got 12 minutes left. Okay, see what I'm saying? It's where do you get the minutes? I haven't played Moody or Peyton yet.
Exactly, and this is why Moody's going to get shafted.
So it's.
Just want to get to this comment real quick. Thank you for the shout out, Jim.
Hey, Jim. I was just talking about you today, man. I said I got to get you on. Good to see you, Jim. We're gonna get Jim on the show. We're talking basketball, Faith. Basketball. We are talking Golden State Warriors basketball. San Francisco, they play. So, in the Philippines, there's a lot of Warriors fans. They love Steph over there.
Yeah, he's super big in China too. He did
Yeah.
a little thing in China recently, and it looked like when Kobe went to China, everyone's got the Curry jerseys on. It's insane. It's they couldn't even get it, and it was crazy because in Europe, those guys were not big at all. They were walking around, and it was cool.
It's soccer.
Yep, exactly. Soccer's the thing there, so no one even cared. Steph was walking around like a normal person. He had a live, and he's like, "Finally, people don't know me," and it was cool.
Yeah.
I
no
think
one
the
cared
thing
with
about
the
those
Warriors
guys
too
there
is their first 27 games until Christmas against the Lakers. It's not easy. We were talking about the schedule. Oh yeah, they might start out, but they got a pretty tough road trip.
You like that trade, Ryan?
Really, really tough. They got to stay healthy. Gonna have to shoot every game good. Because I know Dan's been talking about their defense, but will the defense carry outside of Chase?
You don't like that. You don't like that trade?
No, I think Middleton is almost is less available. He almost plays less than Wiggins. It's I don't know. Check out Middleton's games played the last few years. He's got a bad back and bad knees.
Yeah, he got
his body. With Wiggins, it's not a body issue. It's just it's a mentality.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody wants Wiggins.
No, and I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't even give up Moody I would give up. Okay, this is what I would do. I would do Wiggins for Middleton just because I think Middleton's vibe and energy is better. And if he doesn't play that many games, at least he's trying. But I wouldn't give up Moody for Middleton straight up. So I wouldn't do.
How about would you make that trade for Kawhi?
Oh yeah. Kawhi's a winner.
Kawhi, we need more than Wiggins and Moody.
Yeah, that's why I do it. And also Kawhi's a winner. He brings, he'll play in the finals and somehow or he'll get us to the finals somehow. So I don't know. Kawhi is the weirdest playoff performer ever. When he actually plays, he's one of the best players I've seen in my life.
Would you make that trade for Bridges? Is he back with New Jersey?
Mikhail,
where'd he go now?
He's on the Nets.
Yeah.
That's Brooklyn.
Oh, I said New Jersey.
The Nets, my bad. The Nets, you were thinking he was on. I meant to say, no, he's not on the Nets anymore. And he
went to Phoenix, but then he got traded.
No, he got traded to the Knicks.
Is he with the Knicks?
He went from the Phoenix Suns. He got traded in the Kevin Durant deal to the Nets. And then the Nets traded him this summer to.
I always liked his game.
So now he's on the New York Knicks, not the New York Nets.
Okay. Or the Brooklyn Nets.
And then the Knicks, what they did in the offseason was they had all the Villanova guys. They were calling them the Villanova Knicks. But then they traded Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle for, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep. Which I think
Cat, by the way,
win with 2 big guys.
Who's a big guy we could trade for that's a good shooter?
I wanted to get Cat. That's who I wanted to get. And I thought he would have fit right in with the Warriors. He's, enough size to help Draymond, and he's not the worst defender. He's not a good defender.
And Cat just got traded to the Knicks for Randall and DiVincenzo, right?
Yeah, we could have made that. Yeah, we could have made that happen. I mean, we would have had to give, I think, the Timberwolves something like a, they don't want to pick, so you'd have to give them players. So you'd need to give them, probably.
And you need a GM that knows how to do that, and we don't.
Yeah, you'd probably have to give them to have gone Cat. We probably would have needed to give them.
I wish we could have got Naz Reid from Minnesota, man, but they're not giving him up.
Yeah, I think to get Cat, we would have needed to have gotten that done before Clay was done. That should have been the sign and trade we would have had to do because they wanted a shooter. That's why they wanted Dante.
How would you?
Maybe you could have. Huh?
Would you be interested in gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. I see him. He used to play for the Suns. He's on the Trailblazers now, the center.
Oh, you're talking about DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton. Would you be interested in Ayton on the Warriors?
He's a center. Went to a good college. First player overall. He's good.
What about this one? I've heard people link him with us a lot, too.
And by the way, Minnesota, we didn't talk about. They're definitely, if you remember how good they were last year in the playoffs, where they have a stud named Mr. Edwards, I think they're a better team now. They got another two outside shooters. You can't concentrate on Edwards. They're going to be tough. And then you got Rudy who can just run the inside and doesn't have to worry about the other guy getting in his way.
Yeah, Ayton's salary won't fit into the salary cap.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about NBA. It's got to fit caps or draft picks.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, they got too many. They got so many twos and threes. They lack 4 and 5 guys.
No, don't let Dan and Ryan out of the bet. The bet, if they want to, we'll double it, but we're not letting them out because now they're realizing the Warriors might have problems. Do not let them out of it. All right, thanks. Bye.
Oh,
all right. That was from the book.
The book. Okay.
I'm not worried about Dan. How many games did we win last year? 46, right? Check real quick.
Yep, 46,
right? Mm-hmm. Lou, you're telling me that we're going to win less games than last year with Draymond?
We had a better team last year.
How? Explain to me how we had a better team last
you know how many games Draymond missed last year?
That's why we were better.
No, we sucked without Draymond. We had a winning record when Draymond was on, like a really good record when Draymond was there, and we were under 500 without Draymond.
Do I need to get a cane out? Dan just told the biggest fact that Ryan didn't listen to. Curry can't get free. We're going to have to do 2 screens for him to get there because he doesn't have the speed anymore.
But his shot's fine. He wasn't getting any separation in those France games or in the Serbia game either, and it doesn't really matter. He doesn't need to get that much separation. He's just going to need to change the style of his game. He can't try to do these highlight.
It's also
mix you up, you know what I mean? These Kyrie and Steph plays.
I think also in the regular season, defense lets down more. I think even though in preseason, guys are trying because they're trying to make the team and they're trying to
right.
And it looks pretty bad if you're dogging it in preseason. It really does when there's guys fighting for jobs.
Unless you're LeBron who just takes plays off.
Right. So
what about Nurkic? Trade for him in Portland.
You can't get Nurkic because him and Draymond have eternal beef.
Oh, and there's the problem again, Draymond.
You can't get Rudy. You can't get Rudy. You can't get.
What about Naz Reid?
Minnesota's not getting rid of him.
Minnesota chose him over. Minnesota chose him over Cat.
Yeah. Yep. How about McDaniel? I'd love to have that guy.
They're not giving him up either.
Oh, I know. Minnesota.
You know who I wanted, and I don't know what you guys think about this. DeJounte Murray is who I really wanted to get in the offseason because I think
who's he with now?
It didn't take much.
Is he with Atlanta or
no? Atlanta traded him to New Orleans, and now New Orleans is going to be good, like Lou said, because now they got DeJounte Murray, and they're going to be better than us. And Lou's right about that, unless they get an injury. And then I wanted DeJounte Murray because this is why he used to be an all defensive team player pre-Hawks. And Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr our boys, and he would have just gone. I guarantee you, DeJounte Murray on the Pelicans is going to play a lot harder than he was on the Hawks. The Hawks are a no-go. They're not a good defensive team. The vibes are bad. I wanted to get DeJounte Murray. They only had to give up. The Pelicans just gave up one pick and a player. It was
what do
like
you think about Jalen Duran, Detroit?
I like Jalen Duran.
He's good.
You might be able to get someone from the Pistons too, because they're.
Well, yeah, they got rid of their second best player, that guy Wiseman, that crow.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about James? What about James Wiseman?
Literally took him back a couple years.
You know, is James Wiseman doing anything for Detroit, or is he?
No, he's not. He's almost Detroit anymore.
He's almost out of the league.
Really?
Oh yeah, this is his last stop. I forget who picked him up, but this is his last stop.
We've got Wiseman and James Wiseman and Trey Lance, both drafted number 2 in the or was Wiseman 3?
Wiseman was 2. And if the Warriors had gone the first pick, do you know who we would have had?
Yeah, we would have had
Ant-Man.
Sir Anthony, the Ant-Man. Yeah. Dang.
And honestly, what was whack about that draft is I would have even preferred us to get a shittier draft luck and gotten like a 6 pick, because then they would have said, and Bob Myers has already said, they would have drafted Halliburton, but you can't take Halliburton that high because he didn't have the upside of some of these other players. So it was just a really bad pick for us.
That was the worst. That was frustrating.
Wiseman's now with the Pacers.
You know what the problem was with that draft is no one really wanted no one really thought too high of there was a lot of LaMelo skepticism, even though, honestly, what do you guys think about this? Would you have rather, looking back, just gone with LaMelo?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I know he's had the injury issues, but at least he looks like he's really good when he plays. He's made an all-star team, and he's a great passer.
What's going on with the balls, man? They're very soft. They're health-wise, man. Lonzo.
Yes, you're very right. You're very right about that.
Maybe it's the dad.
LaMelo looks great though. Like this year, have you seen him in preseason? He's been going insane.
It's preseason. Let's remember that.
No, I'm just saying, compared to James Wiseman, Lou, if we would have had LaMelo on it, I don't know. James Wiseman was one of the worst picks the Warriors have made. I think
you can't pick a guy that only plays 3 games at Memphis, and Memphis was so.
Here's something for you guys.
Fraud.
Here's something to think about. Warriors suck this year. Lou wins his bet. Warriors win 32 games.
To be fair, they're one step Curry.
Hold on. Listen to this. Warriors win 32 games. Curry has a really good year. Looks like Steph All-Star. LaMelo Ball plays great for Carolina. What the heck?
Hornets?
Charlotte
Hornets?
Yes, Charlotte. I want to say, I go Carolina. That's not right. I know it's in North Carolina. Charlotte plays really well. But Charlotte sucks and is in the lotto. And has a pretty good shot. But have a pretty good shot at, maybe getting the top 3, one of the top 3 picks. Would you trade Steph?
No.
For LaMelo and their number 1?
No.
I think it depends who comes out of college. I mean, is there anyone that we know in the D League that is coming out next year?
No, it's like the year after is the Cooper Flag draft, which is going to be.
And I'm trying to think in college who's good this year.
Cooper Flag will come out after his freshman year.
Is this his freshman year this year?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he's next year then. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do it. You can't trade Steph. It's just it's one of those. He's like, it's like it'd be like trading Joe Montana. You can let Steph walk, but there's certain
Montana got traded and Willie Mays got traded.
I thought Montana left in free agency.
Nope, traded
them. Then that year he went farther than the Niners.
He went to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it. I think you lose too many fans. It's
you
also
gotta do what's best for the organization. You got to put pride away. You got to make the team better.
Yeah, no, you don't trade Steph. I think it makes the team worse. I think it brings
even
morale.
if they're going nowhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just one of those. It's one of those types of players.
What if Steph says, though? He goes, look, I want.
Yeah, if Steph wants it, you do it. It's just like if Steph wants it, you do it.
Yeah, he'd go back home.
Yeah, if Steph's in on it, you do it. But it's not. I don't think it's one of those things you could do where it's like how it was with Karl Anthony Towns, where all of a sudden Steph's on Twitter with a question mark. It's like if you do something like that,
it'll be behind the scenes.
I think it sets you back farther than you think, just because I don't think people are like wanting to sign here if you're going to trade a franchise player away,
But Steph just
like
made an All-Star, had a great year, and you only had 32 wins. So why would you bring him back?
We had 46 wins.
Oh,
You're talking about you're saying
hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Yeah, you'd bring him back because he's he brings. You're gonna trading someone away for a hypothetical player. That means that much. It's like the same reason we didn't trade Klay Thompson, until he wanted to leave. You can't trade players unless they want to leave. So if Steph wants to leave, then you can do it. Then I'm all for it.
Yeah, you're not going to trade him to trade him. No.
Yeah,
you're not trading. You're not trading Steph against his will. Forget it.
You can't do that.
Yeah, no, you're not going to do that.
Even though he doesn't have a no trade clause like LeBron.
No, it's just hey, what happened to me? Oh, my camera fell down. I'm down here at the bottom. What's going on with?
Also, Steph's the face of the league, Lou. You kind of like Steph and LeBron are the face of the league, so it's like you trade away
went
Steph.
to another team.
No, I know, and look at.
I'm just using Dan's analogy. Steph had a great year, but the Warriors only won 32 games. You have an opportunity now saying you can either bring him back and maybe 30, 35 wins, or you can get a young point guard and a number 1 pick. I think, Dan, you bring him a good choice. Because Steph might say, hey, I got a chance to go back home. I want to do what's right for the franchise because they've been good to me. You got to remember the first 3 years that
his dad's an announcer there.
Dad's there. But when he played his first 3 years, he got injured the 2 of the first 3 years. He had a problem with the ankles. That's why his contract was only 3 years, $30 million. And the team stuck with him. And he's not getting any younger.
I think Steph. I personally think Steph stays here simply because he's got so many endorsements. I mean, he can get him anywhere. Steph. Yeah. I mean, but he's got a lot of opportunities, business opportunities here. But who knows? You don't know what a guy's thinking. You don't know if he says, "Hey, I want to go home." I think the Warriors have to do all they can if they're going to. I don't think. I mean, maybe he's like Kobe, and Kobe stayed even though the Lakers were horrible at the end of his career, and he just stayed because he's Steph.
I think Steph would have left if he didn't get that.
Remind Ryan about Kobe. Yeah, he doesn't even think Kobe's one of the top 5 players of all time. Yeah, just remind that. All right, about LeBron.
No, Kobe's top 5.
Kobe's top 5.
I got Kobe in my.
He
top
might be
5.
top 3.
I don't have Kobe in my top 3. I got Kobe 5th.
I got Jordan 1. 2, I got Jabbar. 3, I got LeBron. 4, I got Magic. 5, I got Kobe. 6, I've got 6, I've got Curry. 7, I got Bird. 8, I've got Tim Duncan. 9.
How about the logo?
He's further down.
All right.
9. Man, there's so many great players. I mean, there's like even Dr. J was great, 9, Chamberlain has got to be in the top 10. Wilt was dominant. I might put, what? I'm going to move Wilt up to 7, push Bird back to 8, and 9, Duncan. 10. Who's my 10th? And this would be my top 10. My top 10. 10th is wow. Who could be top 10?
The kid from Houston.
Who,
The center
Drexler?
from
Oh, Hakeem. Oh, yeah, and you got Shaq. You got Shaq.
I got Shaq in my top 10.
Yeah, I'll put Shaq in there.
I got Shaq pretty high. On my
People
top
don't
10.
realize, at least Ryan's generation, how good Akeem was.
Oh, how about KD?
You know,
how about
that's funny
KD?
that you said that, actually, Will, because I mean, not Will. I just sent you the list in the private chat. I have Hakeem on my list, Lou, so you're wrong.
How about
I've seen Hakeem. His highlights are nuts.
how about
That dude's footwork is crazy.
how about KD?
Yeah,
Mark
KD's
Grace.
not in my top 10. He can't. He hasn't shown anything in the playoffs when he hasn't been on the Warriors.
Shaq, who you taking? I think Shaq's better than Duncan.
No, I got Shaq first. I got Shaq over Duncan. Over Duncan, but I don't have Duncan and Shaq that low. I mean, I got.
Let's see. You got LeBron.
Mine goes LeBron. I'll just read it.
Hold
LeBron,
on. Say that one more time. You're who's number one?
It's 1A LeBron, 1B.
No. Who's one?
LeBron. So then I got MJ number 2. I got Kareem number 3. I got Kobe 4th. I got Steph 5th. I got Shaq 6th. I got Duncan 7th. I got Bird 8th. I got Hakeem 9th. And I got Wilt number 10.
So we're about the same top 10.
Yeah, it's different. Oh my God. I completely forgot Magic. Sorry, Wilt, you're off my top 10. And Magic, yeah, I'd swap. I definitely have Magic over Bird. So
yeah, I had Magic as number.
No, you're totally right, Lou. I completely forgot Magic. That's the problem with these top 10s. So I'll reorder it. LeBron, MJ, Kareem, Kobe, Steph, Shaq, Magic, Duncan, Bird, Hakeem.
So you have Steph as the all-time greatest point guard now.
I think he's proven that. I think Magic, you got to keep in mind, there's two really important stats for me. For Kobe, Duncan, and Steph. And I have Duncan below Magic, but I have Kobe and Steph above Magic for this reason. They both won multiple championships without another top 75 player, and no one else has done that even once.
Very good point, Ryan.
They did that twice. So Kobe did that twice, and then Duncan did it once, and then Steph did that twice. He won with the first one, and then the most recent one against the Celtics. Draymond, Clay might think they're great. They're Hall of Famers. They're not on the top 75 team. No one in the 22 run was either. So, yeah, he won those 2 with KD, but everyone forgets he's won 2 without KD. So I think that's important. Steph has taken teams with really good players to other levels. Really, the NBA has always been about a big guard. I'm not a big guard, a big man and a good guard. Those are the teams that won. The Magic and the Kareem, the Kobe and Shaq. There's other duos I'm missing. Hakeem and Clyde Drexler, and there's so many more tandems like that. And I think the thing with Steph, which has been great, is he showed Steph and Isaiah are the only players under like 6'6" who have ever been the best guards on their team to win a championship.
What do you guys?
No one else. So that's why I have Steph so hard. Because if you look, it's crazy. If you look at the top 10 players, Steph by height, and I know it doesn't really count, but for me it does, because he's just so much smaller than everyone, and he made all these, he changed the game, and he made it so.
He changed the game like Magic did. I agree.
Yeah.
What do you think of this team in my?
I'd have Magic higher if he didn't play with Kareem, Lou.
You guys, you have access to the private chat, Lou?
Yeah.
Take a look at look at this team. That team,
we're not even mentioned maybe the best center, the Joker, the way he's going.
Look at my team in the private chat. I got height, I got scoring, and I got playmaking and shooting. What do you think of that team?
I like 3 of the 5.
3 of the 5?
Stockton was okay, but Nash, an incredible PG. Joker, I mean, we don't know how good Joker is. The guy's only been in the league like 6-7 years.
Oh, come on, Lou. Come on.
What? You don't think
like
Joker's
Jokic?
good?
You said, who's the other two? You said you like 3 of the 5. You don't like Jokic?
No, I'm saying I like Larry, Joker, and I love Nash. I don't know about Dirk and John. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, hey, John Stockton did play. You know, people forget who the point guard was on the greatest greatest Olympic team of all time. He was one of them, but I was just never a huge fan of John Stockton. I thought he was good, but you know, I'm thinking a point guard.
I want to hear Lou's top 10.
I would rather have Nash than Stockton.
Lou, what's your top 10? Ring it off real quick.
Boy, you know, I think it's really hard because I never really saw some of the guys. You know, I never saw Jerry West play, and people said, you know, he went to the finals 10 years, but he only won 2 championships.
Yeah.
You know, and he needed Wilt, but
I think he only won one.
You know what I mean? And he's a symbol for a reason. You know, I never saw guys like old Celtic teams. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Bill Russell, and he's won more rings than anybody.
Oh yeah,
I don't have Bill Russell. I don't have Bill Russell in my top 10.
You know,
a lot of people say they would, if they were starting a team, he would be the guy.
You know, it's hard to go about that. But you know, to me, at least my generation since I've been born, LeBron's definitely number one.
What, LeBron?
I mean, not LeBron. MJ.
You.
No, he knows.
I looked at Ryan's and it made me sick. MJ's definitely number one, and I think you got to do like almost tied for second between Kareem, Magic, and Bird. Without Magic and Bird, where they took their teams, you got to remember the Lakers hadn't done anything, the Celtics hadn't done anything. People forget Larry Bird got drafted the year before and stayed in college. Then he came out his junior year. Magic came out after he beat Larry. He was only a sophomore. And without them, the NBA wouldn't even have been around. You know, they were that big, significant, and they had championships. And if it wasn't for the other one, the Lakers would have won 10 straight, or the Celtics would have won 10 straight.
Okay.
They were that good. But I also think, you know, I'm glad you guys thought of Akeem. I think Akeem was amazing.
Yeah. And people forget he won 2 championships. I think
Duncan definitely needs to be up there. You know, Duncan,
100%.
Duncan says he might be the best player of all time at his position.
Yes.
You know,
and people forget that Hakeem, you know, won 2 championships in the MJ era.
So who's your 10? I've heard 4.
So I said MJ, Kareem, Magic, Bird. I'd say, well, you know, I'm trying to think who else. I think LeBron's probably like 5 or 6. Shaq. You know, I'm trying to think of, you know, guys that were so sensational.
This is like, you know what? This is like your Tom Brady take when you had Tom Brady that low.
I don't think Tom Brady's the GOAT.
No, I know.
Tom Brady's the GOAT when he lost 5 times in the Super Bowl.
He has not lost.
Joe never lost.
He didn't lose.
Joe's here. Times. Tom's here. There's not even a comparison.
But Tom didn't lose 5 Super Bowls. You know that.
How many Super Bowls did he lose?
3.
Are you sure?
Yes. He lost twice to the
7.
Are you sure? Right?
He's 7-3. He lost twice to the Giants. Eli Manning owes him. Peyton Manning owns him. And then he lost to the Eagles, Nick Foles. 3 times.
Okay.
Because he won against the Niners.
When did they beat the Niners?
Oh, not the Niners. Who the Bucks play again? I don't know why I just said the Niners.
Who? You talking about?
No.
Oh, they beat
Philadelphia. And then when they beat
Philadelphia.
Yes. No. And then who'd they win the last years on the Patriots? They beat the Chiefs. I didn't mean to say Niners.
No, they beat Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah. So then
remember they had that lousy coach that can't close?
Yeah, we know. Kyle Shanahan sucks. I'm ready to rip on the Niners.
Yeah, you lost $20.
I better watch myself.
Wait, where's my $20, by the way?
I told you, you didn't respond. I said, let's go double or you're so hyped on the Niners. I said double or nothing, Chiefs. They're not even favored.
That was an Uber Eats dinner tonight, man. I had to use what was in my Venmo. I went there and go, I got $20. I should have $20 in there. I don't usually have any money in there, but I happen to have still $25 in Venmo. So I was like, I don't think I want to go double.
I'll shoot you. You didn't respond. I was still waiting.
Just counted as a tip. Counted as a tip.
No, I was trying to go double or nothing.
I know.
Anyways, but
and I think Patrick Mahomes might be better than Brady.
No. Who do you have?
What do you mean no?
Twice. He beat him twice when he was 3 years old.
Oh my God! Then you are with the age again.
Okay, so if someone, all right, who cares?
We're talking about the greatest players. Age shouldn't matter.
So forget his age.
Mahomes
Brady beat Mahomes in the AFC.
We've ever seen.
But Brady beat Mahomes.
And what happened next?
No, Dan. Brady beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, not the Eagles.
Brady. Oh, that's right.
You're tripping. I watched that game because I remember I bet on the Chiefs.
You're right.
You're right. Remember one thing.
Chiefs.
Brady got very lucky to win
he
Super
beat him
Bowl
in the Super
when it was
Bowl.
3rd down from the inch line. Do you remember that, Dan?
Yeah, against the Seahawks. Yeah, the Seahawks should have won.
Yeah. I mean, they should have lost 2 more. They should have lost to the Falcons, and he should have lost to Seattle. He should be 5-5.
5-5, 100%. And
he probably should. He probably shouldn't have lost. Think about it. If we're going to play that game, he shouldn't have lost to the Giants because that catch was ridiculous on the back of the helmet by David
And they were
Tyree.
16-0.
I think I don't know. I think he was going to.
They were 18-0.
Regular season, I meant.
Yeah, but they would have been 19-0 the first.
So Lou,
team.
okay, you have LeBron 5th, Lou. Let's get to number 6. You haven't said Kobe, no Shaq yet, no Hakeem, no Steph.
So I don't know if Shaq's one of the top 50 players.
Top 50?
I mean, top 10 players.
Oh, I was about to say.
He's a great center, but how did he do without Kobe? And he had a chance to win the
championship. He won a championship without Kobe.
Kobe won 2 without him.
So who you got 6?
I'm trying to think.
Some people do have Shaq. You're not the first person to say that. A lot of people actually have Shaq outside their top 10.
Let me see who I'm overlooking.
Shaq had a really good peak, but he was out of shape. So, his career wasn't as long as it should have been.
I mean, there are some guys we're overlooking. I mean, do you remember how good Lenny Wilkins was? We just knew him as a coach.
Hey, I put together where'd Ryan go?
I'm here.
In the private chat, I put together 2 teams. I did more of a starting lineup team rather than the best.
What about George Gervin? How do we forget about the Iceman?
He's a top 25 player. I wouldn't have him in the top 10.
I don't know if he's top 25. He's top 30, 40 guy.
I got Dr. J out in my top 15 for if you want to know.
Yeah, Dr. J is awesome. Dr. J.
Yeah, I got him in my top 15. I got KD in my top 15 too.
How about
Bob Cousy, Rick Barry?
How about Dominique? How about Dominique Wilkins?
Rick Barry was legit. I got Rick Barry. I could hear some arguments on Rick Barry. He was legit during his time.
Yeah, he was legit. How about Dominique Wilkins?
Yeah, he was legit too. And he kind of had he didn't really have that long.
Lou, do you agree with my statement in the private chat there?
Let me take a look. Jerry West. Oh yeah, what about the Greek Freak? We're not even talking about the Greek Freak.
Giannis?
Top 20. Maybe like 19, 20. I'd have him somewhere there. 25 maybe. Somewhere there.
He's gonna move up. He'll move up.
Where do you guys have Jokic? Some people have Jokic in their top 10 already, and I'm like, you guys are smoking.
Duncan, Larry Bird, Bill Russell.
I got Jokic about 17, 18 right there right now.
Yeah, that's where I got him too. Some people think Jokic is, there's this guy, and I actually respect him a lot. And there was like a lot of people have said this, that Jokic had a better peak than Steph Curry, Kobe, Shaq, and even MJ. And it's like they pull up all these analytics, and I was like, "Are you guys crazy? This dude is
Tim
won
Duncan
one."
was so good.
Tim Duncan's he's in my top 10. He's in my top 10.
Definitely
He's in my top 10 too. What do you think of my? What do you think, Ryan? You think I'm accurate there with that?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, and they didn't even put Shaq in there, or a couple other guys. Man, they would run him off the floor, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably that spread would be about 9.5.
All right, let's get the rest of your top 10, and then we'll get out of here because we're almost at the 2 hour.
All right, so let's go. MJ, Kareem, Kobe, Bird, Wilt, LeBron, Bill Russell,
7.
how many is that? 8?
No, you're at 7.
7.
So the next player will be your 8th.
Oh, did I say Hakeem?
No,
Olajuwon?
there you go. 8.
And boy, I think, who changed the league too was Dr. J. I think we're
you
forgetting
have
about
Dr.
him.
J over Steph. That's crazy.
And then probably Steph 10. You got to remember, Steph is a great shooting guard.
You didn't have Duncan in there
Oh, I forgot Duncan.
or Shaq.
No, Steph's over.
Yeah, I don't know if
Steph's
Shaq's in my top 10.
Steph's over Dr. J, in my opinion, just because you got to keep it.
But
on.
I already have Kareem and
Wilt.
Kareem and
Wilt.
Will. Yeah, I mean,
What does everybody almost? Does everybody?
I think
in the top,
Steph at 10's fair. Steph at 10's
how many guys?
fair.
Look, how many Lakers are in there? You got Magic, you got Kobe, and you
Yeah,
got
it's crazy.
and you got
Magic.
LeBron.
Magic.
Does everybody play for the stinking Lakers? Ridiculous.
it's like the Dodgers.
Let's just have a final say here about LA. Can we just all admit that, Randy Newman, somebody needs to come out with a song opposite of Randy Newman that says, I hate LA, I hate LA.
It's going to get worse because there's now a thing out that's a remake.
I got the Mets in 5.
About the Mets. I know you had a Mets opener today on the postgame show, but there's a new song you're going to be hearing left and right about the Mets.
Let's go Mets, baby. Let's go.
The guy, who's the guy from Florida, the ball-headed guy? I don't even know if his songs are in English the more I think about it.
I don't know a lot of rappers and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's not rap. I'm not even sure here.
Pitbull?
Yeah, Pitbull. Good call. Him
Yeah,
and another guy.
Mark Graves got it. I have no idea who Pitbull is. The only Pitbull I know is a bunch of dogs I see at the dog park.
Yeah. New York. It's coming out today. Pitbull and somebody else wrote it for them. So they were hoping they were going to win it.
Pitbull.
Oh, it's called OMG.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like the Let's Go Mets.
OMG by Iglesias and Pitbull.
Somebody from the Bay Area just needs to do a song, I Hate LA,
Right.
Seriously. Come on. Any artist
Well,
out there.
we'll work on it. We'll work on our AI generator.
Hey,
you know what?
let's do that after the show, Ryan. We're going to come up with a song tonight. Guys,
the guy that did Don't Stop Believing. What was that guy's name during our runs of the World Series?
Steve Perry.
No, the guy who made his own songs. Remember the guy from San Francisco wrote his own songs?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Journey.
Remember.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna work on a song. We're gonna have that ready for you for Sunday's first game.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah, and then
we're gonna have a song. We are going to have a song. Guys, thank you for joining NorCal Sports. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Big college football tomorrow.
Oh yeah, let them know.
Yeah, guys, we are going to do a show
As requested by the fans.
tomorrow night about 8:30, 9 o'clock, right in that ballpark. Lou, watch the Ohio State at Oregon. That is the big game. Number 3, Oregon hosting
Number 2.
number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes in an old Pac-12. Well, I call it. How about the old Pac-8 versus the Big Ten?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. The spread's 3.5 Ohio State, and they're going on the road.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We will do another college football post game because that's the big game. We will try to do one big college football game every Saturday night, and it'll feed right into our Sunday show. And guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We appreciate you being here at NorCal Sports Network. This show is blowing up. How many views we got on that earlier show tonight, Ryan, from the Dodgers Padres?
On the Dodgers Padres, we are almost at 2,000, and the sub count now is at 2,359.
God, every time there's good looking faces on, we keep getting more people. I might have to keep showing up.
And the Warriors videos, guys, we'll start to pick it up. We'll get the chat a little more active. You know, we just started with the Warriors. People know us as a baseball show, so we gotta, we're gonna have to do a little more.
We are not the San Francisco Giants. We're not 365 days a year doing Giants. I don't know how you do 365 of the Giants. In fact, you just got to end up going off the rails and start talking about other stuff because there's not enough Giants content to talk.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't even join the shows on those. I don't know how you did it.
I don't know how I did it either, man. Jeez. But, this is a well-rounded sports network, okay?
Good job, Mark. That's who it was.
Yeah, this is a well-rounded. I mean, we got people tuning in here, okay? We actually got viewers tuning in to this station, listening to Warriors talk, to Cal, to Dodger baseball, Padres, 49er football, and it's just going to keep growing. We're pushing 2,400 subs. We've added 70 subs today.
Yeah.
Today.
Sports fans.
The Dodgers video. The Dodgers video.
Thank you for subbing, everybody. Really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you would. We'd be very thankful, very grateful if you do it. We'll be back tomorrow night. We don't have any other shows, right? Just tomorrow nights? Tomorrow night will be a college football and a pre-Sunday NFL. We'll make some predictions on some of the NFL games. I want to know.
Hopefully, have a Broncos post game on Sunday.
Yep, I'm 1-0 so far for the week. And that one victory brought me how much money? $20. $20 from that man right there. Right? I'm going to go right into his little space. Right in there. $20. And you know what? I might give you a little double or nothing action if you give me some odds on the point spread tomorrow with the Chargers and the Broncos on Sunday. I'm taking the Chargers, baby. Give me those point spreads, and we'll do it again.
All right.
Your week to go down. You had your glory last week. Now it's your week to be humbled. Okay, that's how it works. That's how it works in life. So, guys, thanks for joining.
Ryan, good working with you, buddy. Dan, like always.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, guys. Ohio State, Oregon, and a football show, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Look for the time. Make sure you sub, because if you sub and turn on your notifications, you'll get a notification every time we go live. All right, everybody, take care.